It is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying, no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact. We're looking at a lot.
The WNBA just hit Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever with a penalty so absurd that even Angel Reese paused in disbelief. And she's here for every twist. Has the league finally unmasked its true agenda? Or is this simply the latest chapter of Baffle the Fans for ratings? Spoiler, things get spicy, chaotic, and outrageously entertaining. Buckle up. These plot twists make a caffeine-fueled raccoon soap opera look tame.
NBA. This has to be the most pathetic professional organization I have ever come across. This has to be the most unprofessional organization I have ever come across. This league would definitely not succeed without Adam Silver saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. Without David Stern saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. This league would be gone. And that's what happens when you don't need to think logically, when you don't need to think like a business, when you can continue to put activism at the forefront because daddy's gonna continue to pay your bills. You're allowed to get off the rails. You're allowed to say whatever outlandish stuff you want to say because it doesn't matter. You'll never fail.
Can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw in that play, how you interpreted what happened.
Basketball play, refs got it.
The WNBA, a league where intensity often feels filtered through an HR manual and rivalries, gets side-eyed like policy breaches. Enter the latest drama. Caitlin Clark, the undeniable talent lighting up the court, and Angel Reese, the self-declared heel treating every game like a WWE showdown. It's basketball with a twist of sitcom energy and a dash of chaos.
So I didn't hear anything outside of the run-of-the-mill booing. But the WNBA seems content to follow through with this ridiculous investigation. Who is the WNBA going to let control their pocket strings, their pocketbooks? Because it seems to me like the new fans are the ones that's funding this whole league now. I mean, we make up about 70% of the fans overall. Otherwise, yesterday's game would have been watched by about 400,000 people, maybe. It probably got watched by what? Upwards of 2 million? I mean, does the WNBA want to lose Caitlin Clark fans? Because I think as much as people want to support Caitlin...
Picture this. Caitlin Clark, queen of clutch, master of high IQ plays, and one of the few actually playing chess out there, makes a brilliant tactical move. She pulls off what might be the most well-executed tackle the WNBA's seen in ages. Kind of physical, calculated play you'd expect in any sport with a heartbeat. But in the WNBA, lay a finger on someone and suddenly it's treated like you've committed a federal offense.
Fans yell and fans scream and fans try to do anything they can to diminish their opponent's ability to make a bucket. And I think that it's very hard to really understand or really interpret this sound that way. At least for me it is. And I'm really hoping that the WNBA did not just announce an official investigation based on internet hearsay.
Angel Reese amps up the drama, turning a routine play into her own fast and furious moment. Full contact, full attitude. Caitlin Clark? Unbothered. No reaction, no fuss. Just walks off like she's got better places to be. But the real surprise? The WNBA didn't call out the over-the-top response. Instead, they blamed, wait for it, the Indiana Fever fans. Yep, seriously.
I'm so angry about this. Is because how many kids are there in that audience? How many kids are there? And I'm sorry. I'm cool with idiots online branding me as whatever they want to. But when it comes to innocent kids who just want to watch their favorite team, favorite players play basketball, and thankfully they're going to be oblivious to this. But I'm sorry, you're branding kids as dangerous. You are branding kids who are just enjoying their game, who are having the time of their lives watching this league as dangerous. This league does not want to grow. This Players Association do not want to grow. Neko Wumake, don't criticize. Watch, don't criticize. That.
So mad at how AB defended her teammate, how DeWanna Bonner spoke about the fans. They were so mad about a common basketball play in which Angel Reese admitted was a basketball play, that they went out of their way to make things like this. Unless the powers that be make some drastic changes to support our players and their fans, I don't think Indianapolis should be allowed to host the WNBA's All-Star Weekend. These people are writing emails because they're so emotionally unhinged. They're so emotionally unhinged. They've never been checked a day in their life. Their parents allow them to act like fools with no repercussion, with no consequence. Always being acquiesced to every little complaint, to every little need, to every little this, to every little that. They're writing emails to get the Indiana Fever.
The fans who dared to support their own team and boo someone who targeted their star player. According to the WNBA, practically criminals. How dare they show emotion? In this new era of sanitized sports, passion is problematic, loyalty is suspicious, and anything more intense than polite applause or curated smiles is grounds for punishment. Because apparently, rivalries are risky, competitiveness is toxic, and genuine emotion. Totally off-brand.
We had a situation that shook the earth. That is Caitlin Clark putting a flagrant foul on Angel Reese, and that foul arguably was probably one of the most transcendent moments in Caitlin Clark's career. To me, that moment there showed the world that Caitlin Clark wasn't backing down for nothing, and she wasn't scared to get in the mix when it comes to protecting her teammates and stopping somebody from making a basket. Well, many other Angel Reese fans had rage war against Caitlin Clark fan base by saying racial slurs online, and me personally, I'm staying out of the racial stuff as of right now. But for them to sit up there and lie and say that Angel Reese again called racist names during the game, I had somebody from my team sitting right behind Chicago Sky Bench. When nobody said.
It's like the WNBA flinches at real sports drama, not the polished PR kind, actual tension, rivalries, emotion. Instead, they push a utopia where every player smiles for the camera and anything unscripted sends the lead into a panic. Caitlin versus Angel could have been gold. Buzz, ratings, headlines. But rather than let it play out, they buried it under a blanket of sensitivity and bad PR. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, has become a walking Rorschach test. Some see a rising star lifting the league. Others paint her as a villain. And if you support her, congratulations, you're now part of the WNBA's unofficial blacklist.
Their players have been called racial slurs for an entire day, but they're on the Indiana Fever. They don't care about those players. It's only certain players. The WNBA players, they don't want Caitlin Clark, and it's very clear. The WNBPA releasing a statement is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, because you know what? When it comes to the Fever players, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The WNBPA said something. And you know what? Their stance is clear. There's no place for hate unless it's towards Caitlin Clark or her teammates. Then it's fair game. They have made that point abundantly clear.
Let's rewind. It started with a real basketball play. Caitlin makes a smart move. Angel acts like she's been insulted. Caitlin walks off calm and composed, more grace than the WNBA's PR team could manage. But instead of praise, the league blames the Indiana fans. The WNBA dodges the real issue. Angel's reaction? Ignored. Fans booing? Suddenly a problem. It feels like the league wants everyone to act like competitiveness is just pert feelings, ruining their perfect image. They want players to be best friends. Come by after every play, hugs after fouls, maybe even tea parties instead of tip-offs. And don't call it a rivalry. That's too intense and real. Let's just say it's spirited engagement or mutual respect.
Of reality. They lost sight of what real sports is about. The fans at the Indiana Fever game yesterday, they were being fans. They booed, they cheered, they screamed, they yelled. That's it. The Angel Reese fans, the old guard, the lowest common denominator that resides in the WNBA, the nose picker, the people that scratch their butt and don't wash their hands, those people saw that Caitlin Clark hard foul on Angel Reese, and they saw it as an opportunity. They saw it as an opportunity to do what they always do, make it about race.
So no one's feelings get hurt. except the fans who just want to enjoy the game. Because protecting everyone's fragile sensibilities is more important than real energy and excitement. The WNBA's punishment? Not what you'd expect. No fines or warnings for Angel Reese. Instead, they went after the Indiana Fever fans for booing.
So as soon as I landed from Indianapolis to LaGuardia, New York, I got an email in my inbox relating to a WNBA statement. And to be quite frank, I was surprised to see it. I didn't think these things would be a topic this year. It's certainly not at this point, but here we go again.
Sarcasm? That's basically a crime in the WNBA now. The league's so sensitive, one sarcastic comment could cause a meltdown. This isn't just a spat between Angel and Caitlyn. It's a league trying to control every moment until all the excitement is gone. They want a clean, polished image, bland corporate talk, and safe buzzwords. When anything real or spicy pops up, the WNBA steps in like a librarian, shushing it all until it's safe.
Out there, I don't believe for a second that Indiana Fever fans were yelling racial slurs where there were television mics down by the court. I don't believe it. They would have gotten thrown out of the arena. So don't let that narrative, it would be everywhere. Somebody would have it on camera. It would get leaked. It would be online right now. It's not. Everybody's got camera phones. We would already know if that was true. So don't let them slide you into some kind of false bullshit like they did at Duke and that player over that BYU.
Tension going on online between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark fan base. The reality of the situation is, man, this is the reality for the Angel Reese fan. Angel Reese is not relevant at all as of right now for basketball. Angel Reese is a social media influencer. Her basketball career is diminishing right before our eyes. She needs this rivalry to keep going to make herself relevant in the basketball world. Because in the basketball world, her attributes and stuff really is starting to diminish. This year, we're going to see a decline in Angel Reese. Now, granted, she got a double-double yesterday, but she had to work her butt off to get it, man. And I'm here to tell you, we're going to see a diminishing Angel Reese this basketball season. Now, some